In this video, I will explain the Topstep funded account and share everything you need to know from the point of passing your Topstep combine through to getting your first payout from Topstep, the things you need to know about keeping your funded account, and then also the progression to becoming a professional trader from that point onwards. So let's get into it. So once you've passed the Topstep combine, of course, you pay the standard activation fee of $149. You have 30 days to pay that activation fee from the day that you actually pass the combine, and that $149 is the same across all account sizes. So whether you took a 50k account or a 150k account, they're all the same fee, okay, all $149. You have 30 days to pay that from the day you pass the combine. Now, once you've paid that activation fee, within 24 hours, normally you are then granted what's called an express funded account, or an XFA as it's referred to normally. What an XFA is it's technically still a simulated account, okay, so you're still on simulated funds. Your orders aren't actually being sent to the exchange. But as far as you or we, the traders, are concerned, you can trade this as if it's a live account, okay? So all profits that you make on the account are yours, of course, minus Topstep's 10% fee, which only kicks in after you've made your first $10,000. So you can keep 100% of the first $10,000 you make in your funded accounts. And after you've exceeded $10,000 in cumulative payouts, then Topstep takes 10% split and you take the 90%. Now, this is pretty standard across most prop firms. Once you get funded, you don't actually get given live funds straight away. You're put onto their simulated funded accounts. So long story short, treat it as if it's a live account. For you, the trader, it may as well be. You can profit from it as you would with regular live funds. So these XFAs, they start at $0 balance with the same buying power, the same drawdown limits as whatever combine you passed. And you are able to take payouts from the profits made in this account, which we'll talk more about their payout policy and how to get payouts in a second. I'll also talk about soon the process of going from an express funded account, an XFA, to a live funded account. So Topstep does have another progression point after you've had the XFA, which I'll talk about more in a second. But what are the costs involved with an XFA? Is there anything you have to pay? What's the cost involved? So once you've paid the initial activation fee, there are no more fees to hold one of these accounts. So just to be clear, you no longer pay the monthly Topstep subscription that has been and gone. There are no more fees, no more subscription fees. The only time you would pay any fees is if your chosen trading platform was one that you had to pay for to begin with. You have to continue to pay your platform fees, or if you pay for level 2 data. But if you don't pay for level 2 data and the trading platform that you use was free during the combine stage, well, then it will also be free in your express funded account. So good rule of thumb, if it was free during your combine, it'll be free during the express funded account as well. And unless you're paying for level 2 data, you don't have to pay for the futures live data either. Topstep will provide level 1 data for free with your express funded account. So basically no costs involved to holding an XFA. So what are the rules? What rules are there with this XFA? Well, there's only one rule, okay? One rule that if you break would cost you the express funded account, and that's if you exceed your maximum loss limit. So for each account size it's different, but for example's sake, the 150k account has a maximum loss limit of $4,500. So you can't exceed a total drawdown of $4,500 at any one time is the hard and fast rule. Other than that, keep your drawdown away from that number and you'll be just fine. Trade it nice and slow. And of course, you just do have soft rules, but these won't count towards you as a rule break if you do trigger these limits. But you still have a daily loss limit. So depending on your account size, for example, 150k funded account, there's a daily loss limit of $3,000. So what happens is if you lose $3,000 in a single day, Topstep will lock you out of the account until the following day. Okay, so it doesn't break any rules. It's just they've got a daily loss limit in place to prevent you from losing your whole account in one day. So that's one soft rule to be aware of. Again, if you do hit that number, if you do lose 3,000 in a day, you're not going to lose the account. They're just going to lock you out until the next trading day. And the other soft rule is, it's not really a rule, but there is a scaling plan in place with the funded accounts. So it's different for each account size, but I'll put the image here, which will just show you each account size and what the scaling plan is. So basically, at certain account balances, you can increase the amount of lots or contracts you use on each position size or total contracts active at one time. With the 150k account, you can use a maximum of 3 contracts until you make above $1,500. Once you're above $1,500, you can use 4 contracts, so on and so forth, as you can see on the table there. This is just to protect you from over leveraging and blowing out. It's a good plan to have in place. Make sure you're sizing up correctly and not going too wild. So there's the numbers for each account size. That's the other soft rule. Otherwise, that's basically it. The main thing to worry about is just make sure you don't exceed your maximum loss limit and you're good. So yeah, in the express funded account stage, there's no more consistency target. You don't have to, watch how much profit you make in a single day. You can have big days, you can have small days. There's no consistency targets. There's no resets. Obviously, you can't reset a funded account. If you break that maximum loss limit, then you go back to having to do another combine and get funded again. So you cannot reset a funded account. It's a question a lot of people ask me. No, you cannot. And there's also no profit target, so you don't have to make a certain amount each month either. It's whatever you choose to make every month is up to you. Now, at the time of making this video, you're allowed to have up to 3 of these express funded accounts, so you can get 3 of them and have 3 active express funded accounts at any one time. I do believe they're looking to increase that soon to 10, just a rumor. By the time this video comes out, maybe they will be at 10 now, but at the time of this video, you can currently have 3 express funded accounts with Topstep active at the same time. Right, now let's get to the juicy stuff. Let's get to the payouts. What is Topstep's payout policy? So let me explain this. This part confuses a lot of people, but it's fairly simple, all right? In order to be eligible for a payout, you have to accumulate at least 5 winning days, net profit and loss of $200 or more. Okay, so 5 winning days of earning at least $200 in your funded account. Now, that's not 5 days in a row. That's 5 days altogether. So say you trade for 2 weeks. Out of those 2 weeks, were at least 5 of those days profitable of $200 or more? If yes, then you can be eligible to take a payout. So once you're eligible for a payout, you can request a payout of up to 50% of your account balance. And the reason for that is because once you take a payout, your max drawdown gets set to the $0. So this to the starting account balance. So say you make $2,000 profit in the account. Say you withdraw $1,000 because you have to withdraw 50%. Say you withdraw $1,000 from that $2,000 account balance. Well, then now your maximum loss limit is just that $1,000 left in the account. So that's your remaining drawdown. So even if you had a $150K account that had $4,500 drawdown, as soon as you take a payout, that max drawdown limit gets set to the $0 starting account balance. Okay, so like in that example I just said, if you've made $2,000, you withdraw $1,000. Well, then even if you had a $4,500 drawdown limit, your drawdown is now going to be only $1,000 because you've taken a payout and now they've set your account balance drawdown to the starting account balance. So the general rule of thumb, what I like to do with my funded accounts is make enough profit equal to the drawdown cushion. So say with a $150K account, make $4,500 first in the account to build in my own drawdown cushion. Then anything above that, I start to look to take payouts from. So I like to build the accounts up, bake in my own drawdown cushion, if that makes sense. People normally say, man, why can I only withdraw 50% of my profit? That sucks. Well, the reason is because of that, first of all, because of the drawdown. They make you build in your own drawdown cushion, so they make you leave 50% in there as a cushion. But here's the thing. So you know how with the first payout, you have to accumulate 5 winning days of $200 or more to take a payout? Well, if overall, over time, you end up accumulating a total of 30 winning days of $200 or more, well, from that point onwards, at any time, any future payout, you can request 100% of your payouts, up to 100%, okay? You can request the whole lot if you wanted to. So most people wouldn't want to do that because you obviously want to keep the account active and keep trading it. So if you want to withdraw more than 50% at that point, you know what? If you withdraw 50, 60, 70, 80%, as long as you leave some in there so it can stay active and keep trading, that's what you're able to do once you've accumulated a total of 30 winning days of $200 or more. So payouts are processed daily, and payouts are done through Wise, ACH, Wire Swift, International Wire Swift. And here's the time frames for each of the payout methods. It's pretty quick and generally get them the next business day, depending on what method you choose. And again, keep 100% of the first $10,000 you make, okay? After that, after you've made $10,000, Topstep takes a 10% of each requested payout as their fee. So that's the payout process, payout policy. Fairly simple. Hope that made sense. But now let's get on to what is the live funded account. So remember I mentioned that express funded account is, of course, the funded stage. But there is another progression point with Topstep, and that is moving you to a live funded account. So a live funded account, you basically get shoulder tapped for this. There's no objective to meet. There's no step to advance to this next stage. But Topstep will monitor your trading progress and your consistency. They'll keep an eye on the way you manage risk, how consistent you are with profits, and if they like the way that you trade, they will shoulder tap you. They will send you an email to transfer you from express funded account, which is simulated, remember, to a live funded account. So a live funded account is exactly what it sounds like. It's real money on the real markets, no more simulation. You are now classed as a professional trader from this point onwards. So when you get that email, when Topstep likes your trading enough to move you to live, when you get that, they will transfer the funds, the balance of your Express funded account over to a live account. So the money that's in your Express funded account gets put in a real live trading account onto the real markets, and that will be your starting balance for your live funded account. And at this point, you are classed as a professional trader, so there is one fee that is introduced where you have to pay professional market data, since you are now classified as a legitimate professional trader. So here is the fees you have to pay for live market data. Depending on what you trade, you have to pay this per month. But at that point, if you're consistent and profitable enough to be shoulder tapped by Topstep to go live, this monthly data fee will be a drop in the ocean for you. It's what all professional traders have to pay if you are not just trading, your retail private personal funds. Professional traders have to pay these fees. Part of the game in futures, unfortunately. Now, a live funded account with Topstep has unlimited scale. You can scale that account up as big as possible. You can also work with Topstep to increase your limits in terms of allowing you to have a bigger loss limit, more leverage, etc., increasing your daily loss limit, all that. Topstep basically works with you as a fellow professional trader at that point, and your parameters and your rules can all be adjusted as they see fit for you. You can negotiate with them and work with them just like a real prop firm, okay? So that live funded stage, not a lot of traders make it to that point, but because they are looking for consistent profitability, good risk management, etc. So not a lot of people, as you can imagine, make it to this stage, but you, lucky trader, if you make it to that point, that is your path to a professional trader right there. But Topstep will reach out to you if they believe that you will make a good fit for their live funded trading team. That's it in a nutshell, guys. I hope that makes sense. That is the Express funded account, the live funded account, and the rules involved as such. It's pretty simple. I hope that makes sense. If you want to get funded with Topstep, try your hand at Topstep and get funded. The link pinned in the comments below and in the description will give you 20% off your trading combine. So click that link. It automatically applies at the checkout. You got to accept all cookies to make sure the discount applies, and that'll apply at checkout for your 20% off, and try your hand at getting funded as well. Take care, guys.